Alexa, who's Edward Cullen?
According to Wikipedia, Edward Cullen is a fictional character in Stephenie Meyer's Twilight series. He is featured in the books Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn, and their corresponding film adaptations, and the novel Midnight Sun, a retelling of the events of Twilight from Edward's perspective.
AKA my boo. What's up, beauty bosses? Welcome back to my channel. So this video, you guys, I know you guys probably would not expect this of me, and I kind of was like, I'm gonna shock you guys by doing this video. I'm excited. Simone was so excited she fell asleep on me, but we are ready. We have spent hours diving into this, and I just could not share it with you guys. But something that will take you by surprise. You guys probably would not expect this of me, but who am I if I don't give you a shock factor, right? Right. So this video is all about Midnight Sun. So you guys, I have a confession to make. I don't know if they call it that, but a Twiheart. Like, I love Twilight. Like, I love the whole saga. I can watch the movies from Twilight all the way to Breaking Dawn Part 2. Absolutely love the books. I have the books not only in paperback, but I also have them on Audible. Love to listen to them. So, of course, I was going to dive into Midnight Sun. So if you guys are not familiar, as you heard Alexis say, Edward Cullen is this fictional character. He is a vampire, has a whole family of vampires. They live in Forks, Washington, and he falls in love with this girl, Bella. Just a regular girl, moved from Arizona, lives with her dad. Boom, that's it. So throughout their relationship, which is in all of these different books, they go through meeting and then him breaking up with her, getting back together, getting married, having a child, and then her finally transforming into a vampire. And it actually is a really, like, I love it. Like, my best friend, she hates it, and every time I talk about it, she's just like, I can't even watch it. I can't even deal with it. But me, I just love it. I love the story. It's so cute to me. And like I said, I can watch it over and over again, and I never get tired of it. So in Twilight, it is actually from Bella's point of view. Like, all of that whole saga is through her eyes and her eyes only. So I was very happy to see when Stephenie did Midnight Sun, because Midnight Sun is actually from Edward's point of view. So different recounts of things, like, you know, Bella, her story is more like into the school. And also, if you are familiar with Twilight, you realize that Bella doesn't really like herself. She's very insecure about how she looks and how she behaves, and she's very insecure about her relationship with Edward, because Edward's like gorgeous. Shout out to Robert Pattinson, because that's my boo. But she has a distorted perception of herself, and she just sees Edward as like this amazing person, even though he's very dangerous for her. So Midnight Sun is actually the Twilight books version of Edward's point of view. So I liked it because I like to see how he looked at her. There was parts where we didn't see Edward like in the books and things like that. So we kind of were wondering, like, well, what does he do? What does he do in the daytime after school? Because he can't be seen out in the day like that unless it's, you know, cloudy and raining, which is why it's set in Forks. But what does he do, you know, when he's not with Bella, or, you know, whatever, and she's adjusting to living with her dad and adjusting to her new friends? Like, what does he do in between this time? What is his family like? You know, what are they like through his eyes? So I got this book. I actually pre-ordered it, and it came in. I read it, and then I listened to it on Audible, just because I'm very big now on wanting to listen to books as opposed to music. Like, I listen to music still, but for the most part, when I'm working during the day, I am listening to a book. I love books, period. So listening to them is even better. So book is great. I really actually enjoyed the book and listening to it from his point of view. But I think my only issue with this book is that it took so long to get started. So it's a lot of him internalizing his thoughts, like second guessing himself or thinking like, well, no, I can't do that because I may hurt her, or I can't do that because people can't know who I am. It's a lot of like internal thought in this book as opposed to Bella having outward, Bella's point of view is more outward. So it's more like what she's doing with this character. His is more thinking internally, listening to people's thoughts, interacting with his family. It takes off a little slow, hence why it's like so huge, because it takes off really slow. And on Audible, I believe it's like 15 hours. I think Twilight is only like 8. So it is a lot in this book. And it does take off slow. But overall, I really like it. I hope that Stephanie decides to go from his point of view and maybe do each book through somebody else's point of view, because their point of views are so interesting in contrast to Bella's. The turn of events and things like that are very different too. Like one scene in Twilight we see where Bella is in Arizona with Jasper and Alice, and we don't know really much about what Edward's doing. But in this book, it highlights what he's doing. It highlights, all of those certain details. It highlights kind of all those little steps, hence probably why it's so much bigger than Twilight and why the Audible is so much longer, because it like details every little thing. She really took her time with this, and I actually enjoyed it. Also, my kind of tip for reading books is if there's like a hot lead guy in the movie, I watch the movie first and then I go back to listen to the book or read the book, because I can put myself in that. I can see them. I can see the characters moving. Days of Twilight. I watched Twilight first. I actually watched it last year around Christmas time because it was just on TV, so I randomly got into it. Yes, I know I'm like 10 to 20 years late. I loved the movie. So going back and reading the books was a lot easier because I could put those characters' faces in with the book that I was reading, which to me makes it a little bit more enjoyable because I'm reading it and thinking about that person that's playing the character, reading and saying those things out loud. So really like it. This is like probably my like guilty pleasure, all of the Twilight. Like literally I can sit there all day and watch it. And yes, it's kind of silly, and yes, of course it's not realistic and it's not real, but it takes your mind away and it takes it off somewhere. And sometimes we need that. We need something that just engulfs us and that we're not thinking too hard, and we don't have to think too hard. We just flow with the story and we just keep going. And I definitely feel like the Twilight Sagas and Midnight Sun really do that for me. So I wanted to share that review with you guys. I always do my top books of every year, so this may be in it because I enjoyed it that much. If you guys are not into Twilight, look for other fantasy books that maybe ring true to you, because there is something for everybody out there to read and to get into, listen to on Audible if you don't really like to read. Just something that keeps your mind fresh and clears out all that junk that we inhale every single day via social media or people that we're around, anything like that. So I recommend this. I recommend also all of the Twilight books. Here they all are on here. I say jump into it. Again, my best friend hates it, but I love it and I just can't get enough of it. So I wanted to share it with you guys. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for just taking the time. Thank you for your sweet comments. Thank you for your sweet emails. Thank you guys for following me all on social media. Remember to turn on your post notifications so you know when I post, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.